Okay, I see parties are back. Mr. Jordan, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Jordan, I need for you to unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Thank you. And Mr. Knopf, all right. Okay, here we go ahead and put this matter on the record. I believe we need to put a record on this case. Okay. All right, the court is calling cause number 2021 DCM 0855. This is a hearing on a petition to confirm a non-agreed child support review order. Apparently was done in the Attorney General's office. It's a suit affecting parent-child relationship. Parties in this case are Daquan Jordan and Khadija Jordan, who are present before me on the Zoom application. And the reason that we're on Zoom is because due to the current pandemic crisis, we cannot appear in court. However, we are permitted to conduct our hearings remotely, and we're doing so on this Zoom application. This matter is also being live streamed on the YouTube channel. That is to comply with the Texas rules that we have to keep our courts open to the public. However, as soon as this hearing is concluded, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. I am recording the evidence on the computer-generated system. That is the official record of proceedings here today. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 40 Court here in El Paso, Texas. We are appearing on this matter here today. I'll ask parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court, because you are in court before me. So ask parties not to talk over each other, only one person talking at one time. Wait until the question is being asked before you start answering. Okay, and let me see. I believe that covers all the general instructions in every case. I understand the parties have met with the Assistant Attorney General, Mr. Knopf, and a hearing has been requested. Mr. Knopf, an announcement from the Attorney General's office, please.
After conferring with the parties, an agreement has been reached on all matters before the court except the matter of the amount of child support. Parties have agreed that, as previously drafted in the non-agreed order, the terms of conservatorship, parentage, visitation, insurance coverage, retroactive support, court costs, et cetera, should all be confirmed as previously drafted. And parties further have stipulated to the admissibility of Mr. Jordan's October paycheck stub as a reflection of his current wages and earnings. Therefore, we'll only be needing a hearing on the calculation of child support.
All right. All right, I'll ask the parties if this is in fact what you all have agreed upon as far as the all matters other than the child support to be set in this case. Mr. Jordan, is that your agreement so far, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Jordan, is this your agreement so far, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court will approve that agreement and will now proceed on the contested issue, which appears to be on the amount of child support to be set in this case. With that being said, then I'll ask both parties to please raise your right hands so I can swear you in. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let the record reflect both parties answered in the affirmative. All right, we'll then proceed on the remaining issue on the setting of child support. Okay, Mr. Knopf, go ahead.
State calls Mr. Jordan. Sir, could you please state your name for the court?
Daquan Jordan.
Where are you employed?
The United States Army.
What is your rank?
Sergeant E5.
What are your years of service?
5 years.
Do you receive BAS allotment?
Yes, sir.
Do you receive BAH?
Yes, sir.
Where is your current duty station?
Fort Bliss, Texas.
Do you pay state income taxes in any state other than Texas?
Yes, sir.
What state?
Virginia.
Do you know their tax rate there?
Off the top of my head, no, sir.
Do you pay anything for your medical costs?
No, sir.
Do you have health insurance and dental insurance which could cover your child?
Yes, sir.
What would be the cost of putting the child on that insurance?
It's free track care.
Do you have any children other than the child before the court?
Yes, sir.
Um, How many children do you have?
I have 2 children, one with my wife and another one from a previous relationship.
And that's the child before the court?
Correct.
So the one child you have with your present wife, is that your biologic child?
Yes, sir.
Do they live in the household with you?
No, sir.
Do you pay child support for that child?
The one that's appearing in front of the court right now?
No. Apologies. Let me rewind just a little bit. You have 2 children,
Correct.
one before the court,
Correct.
one not before the court.
Correct.
The child not before the court, is that your biologic child?
Yes, sir.
Do they live in the household with you?
For 6 months at a time, 6 months throughout the year. So yes, I guess you could say yes.
Is there a court order indicating that you are obligated to support that child and care for them?
Yes, sir.
Do you pay child support for that child?
No, sir.
Based on the, do you pay any extra for non-discretionary retirement?
No, sir.
Do you have any sources of income other than your regular working income?
No, sir.
Do you pay any extraordinary costs associated with visiting the child?
No, sir.
Are you agreed that some amount of child support should be ordered in this case?
Yes, sir.
What would be a fair figure to your mind?
$550 to $600.
Why does that seem like a fair amount to you?
Because right now, considering that our child is only 1, she doesn't go to daycare. I feel like 550 would be enough for, even if she did decide to go to daycare within a year, a couple of years. I already called the daycare to see how much it would be, and it would be like $350, and an additional $200 on top of that would cover any other thing for her, and outside of what I additionally do for her myself too when I have her, and considering that I'm going to have her throughout the week as well too, and that I take care of another child too.
Understood. I'll pass this witness.
Any other evidence or testimony?
State will call Ms. Jordan. Ma'am, could you please state your name for the court?
Deja Jordan.
What is the name of your child before the court?
Rain Melani Jordan.
And where does the child presently live?
With me.
Has Mr. Jordan been supporting the child?
Like monthly payment wise?
Yes.
No, sir.
Do you know if Mr. Jordan has any income besides his regular working job?
No, sir.
Are you aware of what he makes as a member of the armed services?
Sorry about that. Yes, sir.
Do his earnings seem to be, to your knowledge, be in line with the wage documentation submitted to the court?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if he has any extraordinary costs which have not been covered by his testimony?
No, sir.
You heard his recommendations as to child support, what he believes would be a fair figure. What are your thoughts on the matter?
I think that I would like to stay with the court order arrangement amount.
Understood. I'll pass this witness.
All right. Any other evidence or testimony, Mr. Knopf?
No, at this time, the state will rest subject to brief close and recommendations.
Okay. Well, the court has received the the pay stub. Let me look it over here. The pay stubs from PFAS. Okay. The period ending October 31 October of this past year. Shows a total entitlement 4,470. Deductions for, there's a state income tax deduction 130.46. Mr. Jordan, what state is that that's you're paying state taxes to?
Virginia, sir.
Virginia, okay. All right, I'll take judicial notice of the pay stub. The state income tax of 130. Is that a month, Mr. Jordan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Jordan, how old is Rain?
She's 1 year old, sir.
One. Okay. Mr. Jordan, how old is the other child that you have?
3 years old, sir.
3?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Knopf, what is the recommendation of the state?
State will recommend that child support be set in the amount of $685 to begin as of March 1st, 2021, continue monthly thereafter. I believe the higher rate originally calculated in the CSRP did not appropriately reflect the Virginia state income tax, which is by statute supposed to be deducted from net income.
Okay. Start date for that amount?
Same as the CSRP, which I believe was March 1st, 2021.
Okay. All right. All right, based on my review of the evidence on pay stub, it does appear that the recommended amount, the amount that's being recommended by the Attorney General is in line with the Texas child support guidelines. Takes into account total income, and the only deductions that are taken off of that would be federal taxes and state income taxes in this case. And so the recommended amount is $685 a month in child support. I will modify the non-agreed child support amount, the non-agreed child support order that was issued by the Attorney General, modifying the child support to be not 6,708, but $685 a month, commencing on March 1st, 2021. All other matters have been approved by the court and will be approved by the court. Mr. Knopf, anything else on this matter? As far as processing of the order, have we discussed that with the parties?
Permission to poll the parties about submission of the order.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. and Mrs. Jordan, the court has made its ruling on the matter. It is now my job to draft up the black and white text of the document and submit it to the court. Mr. Jordan, would you want a chance to review and sign off on that language, or would you be okay with me giving it directly to judge for his signature?
You can review it and then I can sign it.
And Ms. Jordan, what are your thoughts on the matter?
Couldn't really, I'm sorry, apologize, but I couldn't really understand the judge, what he was saying.
Okay, the child support is being set at $685 a month.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Ms. Jordan, would you want to review and sign off on the language before the judge sees it, or would you be okay with me giving it directly to the court?
I don't mind signing off on it.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, so Mr. Knopf will go ahead and prepare the order and send it to the parties for their review and approval. I'm going to set an entry of judgment for this Friday, which would be the 19th. So at that time, I'll enter the order as indicated. So entry of judgment 319. Okay. All right. Mr. Knopf, anything else?
Nothing further from the state.
All right. All right. Thank you all very much. That concludes our hearing in this case. Parties are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can all sign off now?
So do we just leave?
Yes, ma'am. You can leave. Go ahead.
Okay,
and go
I didn't know.
now.
I didn't know if I still had to talk to the Attorney General or anything like that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You're free to go. Thank you. Sign off. All right. Yes, Ms. Kaplan.
Your Honor, if I may speak with Ms. Baca briefly.
Okay. Let me see. Where did I put her? Okay, she's still in room 1. Briefly, Ms. Kaplan. Room 1. It's already 3 o'clock, almost.